Hello, welcome to Foster Recap. Today I am going to explain a comedy and fantasy movie called Sky High. Guys, small request from us. Over 99% seeing over videos without subscribing. It means small to you, but it is very encouraging for us. Please subscribe if you like our video. The movie starts with Will Stronghold, a teenager, explaining about his superhero parents, Steve Stronghold, aka the Commander, who has super strength and is almost indestructible, and Josie DeMarco-Stronghold, aka Jetstream, who has levitation powers and excellent fighting skills. They save the world from villains and also work as real estate agents on their day off. Will is happy because of his parents, but he feels stressed because he hasn't discovered his own powers yet. He pretends to his father that he already has superpowers, which makes him even more anxious. Will has to attend Sky High School, where all the children of superheroes go, and it's his first day. Before leaving for school, Steve shares his memories of his own first day at school, hoping Will follow in his footsteps. Will's childhood best friend, Layla, comes to his home to meet him for school. She has a crush on Will but is struggling to tell him. While they are eating dinner, Steve and Josie receive a signal that a big mechanical robot is attacking the city. They quickly suit up as Commander and Jetstream to rescue the city. They defeat the robot and take out its eye as a symbol of their success. Meanwhile, Will and Layla are waiting for their bus. When the bus arrives, they find out that the bus driver, Ron Wilson, knows Will's name and that he is the son of Commander and Jetstream. Ron treats him as someone special. After picking up all the students, Ron takes the bus to a cliff and makes it fly. Sky High School is actually located mid-sky. Ron drops them off and gives Will his card for any emergencies. In school, there are many superpowered kids. Some can fly, some can freeze, and others have different abilities. Since they are freshmen, they are bullied by the seniors, Speed and Lash, who have super speed and enlarging powers, respectively. Gwen Grayson, a young and beautiful girl, saves them from the bullies. Afterward, they are taken to a test to check their abilities. Those with powers are assigned as heroes, while those without proper powers or no powers are assigned as sidekicks whose job is to protect. Unfortunately, Will, who hasn't discovered his powers yet, is assigned as a sidekick along with Layla and a bunch of other kids. He gets injured during the test and goes to the nurse's room for first aid. The nurse tells him that he has a 50-50 chance of inheriting his parents' powers, which disappoints Will. When he reaches home, his parents welcome him joyfully and arrange a special dinner for him. Although he gets assigned to the sidekick class, he doesn't correct them because he doesn't want to make them sad. Steve shows him their secret cabin with all types of controllers and prizes from defeated villain gadgets as symbols of victory. He tells his son that from now on, he can access the room because he is a superhero now. Unbeknownst to them, the robot eye they brought back turns out to be a secret camera, giving the villain who looks like Power Rangers villains had direct access to the room. Feeling sad, Will goes to the rooftop where Layla comes to comfort him. They share a sweet moment together. Later, in school, they are introduced to Mr. Boy, who was formerly a sidekick to Will's parents. For a short time, they have a good time with their friends and enjoy their classes. They meet at Will's house for their homework, and then Steve comes and has a talk with Will's friends. He finds out that they are sidekicks. Steve becomes angry and attempts to call the school management, but Will stops him and explains that he is actually a sidekick. Will tells his father that he is happy to be a sidekick, which surprises Steve. The next day at school during lunch break, Will is going to join his friends when the bullies, Speed and Lash, use their powers to grab Will's leg, causing him to accidentally throw his food on Warren Peace. Warren is the son of a supervillain who was imprisoned by Steve and possesses the ability to manipulate fire. A fight erupts between Will and Warren, with Warren initially overpowering Will and making him hide under a table. However, Will discovers his hidden strength and lifts the entire table, revealing his super strength to everyone present. Will retaliates and defeats Warren, clearly overpowering him. The principal intervenes and takes them to a room where their powers are neutralized, placing them in detention. When Will returns home, his parents welcome him, with Jetstream expressing her anger about him being in detention while Steve is completely happy and presents him with an Xbox. Unknown to them, their actions are being observed by the villains. After detention, Will meets up with his friends and is informed that he has been promoted to the superhero class. However, he feels bad for leaving his friends behind. They assure him that they will still meet at lunch and remain friends. In the superhero class, he meets Gwen, who offers to tutor him in the topics he missed and helps him create a freeze ray gun, as she is skilled in technology and gadget control. During lunch, Will's friends come to sit with him, but some arrogant superheroes occupy the table using their superpowers, leaving them to choose other table. Later, Will and Warren are paired up for a sport called Saving a Citizen, where they have to fight the bullies Speed and Lash. At first, they feel out of control and overpowered by their opponent, but with teamwork, they dominate the bullies together and save the citizen, winning the game in their first attempt. This achievement is unprecedented in the school's history, except for Will's parents. Will meets Layla and apologizes to her, and she accepts his apology. She asks him to have dinner at a hotel, planning to propose to him. Will accepts the invitation. At night, inside Will's house, Gwen explains the missed topics. Then their parents interrupt and introduce themselves. They all share dinner, and Will completely forgets about Layla, who is waiting for him. She meets Warren, who works there part-time, and shares her thoughts with him. He advises her to ask Will to the homecoming dance. She takes his advice. On the other hand, Gwen invites Steve and Joyce for homecoming. They said okay. While leaving, Gwen also asks Will to be her partner for the dance, and he excitedly accepts. The next morning, Layla is about to ask him to the dance, but he mentions that Gwen already asked him. She reconsiders and says she is going with Warren. At night, in Will's house, Gwen teaches him the topics. Suddenly, she realizes she forgot to arrange the party they promised for their friends. Will hesitantly agrees to have the party at his house since his parents are on a tour. All his friends gather, creating a mess that Will fears his parents will find out about. However, Gwen takes him away and asks to go to a private space because she wants to share something important. She takes him to his secret room, kisses him, and proposes to him. In the blink of an eye, someone steals a gun called the classifier. Will is overjoyed, but Layla notices the party in Will's house and goes there to meet him. Penny and Gwen side with her and tell her that Will hates her and is intentionally avoiding her. When Will arrives and says hi, she becomes angry and leaves. Will tries to stop her, but she doesn't listen. Will asks Gwen and the others why she is angry. Gwen replies that being with a sidekick will diminish his reputation, that's make Will angry. At the same time, Steve and Josie arrive and punish Will, making all the kids leave. He goes to the restaurant where he meets Warren. He tells him about Layla and her crush on him. Will is so confused and doesn't know what to do. The next day, his parents invite him to come to the homecoming dance with them, but he rejects their offer and stays behind. Later, in his secret room, Will finds his parents' journal. Then, he discovers a student who resembles Gwen named Sue Tenney. Deducing that Tenney has become Royal Pain and assuming Gwen is her daughter, he realizes the clarifier has been stolen. Will quickly calls Ron, the bus driver, to take him to Sky High. In Sky High, Gwen invites Steve and Joyce reveals herself as Royal Pain and uses the classifier to turn Steve and Josie into babies. She is assisted by Speed, Lash, and Penny. They proceed to turn all the superheroes into babies. Layla, Warren, and their friends manage to escape through a tunnel. Ron brings Will to Sky High, where he reunites with his friends and learns about the situation. However, he is surrounded by Speed, Lash, and Penny. Will's friends assure him that they will handle them and ask him to take care of Gwen, or rather, Royal Pain, or also known as Pain in Ass. Just kidding. Will approaches Gwen and apologizes for his father's actions that turned her mother into a baby. She reveals that his father didn't kill her mother but accidentally turned her into a baby, revealing she is Sue Tenney, she was raised by her sidekick until she grew up again and sought revenge. Will feels remorseful for kissing an old lady, and they engage in a fight. Meanwhile, Will's friends overpower Lash and Speed. Penny is after Layla, but she doesn't want to hurt Penny. However, Penny forces her to attack without realizing Layla's power-controlling plants. Layla captures all of Penny's. Penny then reveals that Gwen has placed a device that reduces anti-gravity, causing the school to fall. Layla quickly informs her friends, and one of them, turned into Hamster, uses her powers to deactivate the device. Layla tries to reach Will, who is fighting Gwen, to share the information. But due to a diversion caused by Gwen, Will is momentarily thrown out, making everyone think Gwen killed him. However, he returns with his newly discovered flying ability, inherited from his mother, and becomes a Superman. Just kidding. Will overpowers Gwen and defeats her. Outside, Ron takes control of Gwen's sidekicks and rescues the babies. Gwen pretends to be unconscious and activates the device, causing the school to start falling. Will descends and uses all his strength to lift the school up, nearly collapsing in the process. His friends cut the wire, deactivating the device and stopping the fall. Later, Professor Mad Scientist turns the babies back into their original forms, and the principal takes control of the villains, putting them in a neutralizing room. Steve cheers up Will and his friends and expresses gratitude to Mr. Boy for his teachings. After the chaotic events, everyone gets back into a party mood and enjoys themselves. Will and Layla propose to each other and share a kiss mid-air outside the campus. The end. Thank you for watching our content. Please like, share and subscribe to support our efforts.